Hey, how are you? This is Aaron McKay coming back with another episode of Bird Be Gone Ask an Expert. I am joined by my splendid co-host, Scott Swanson and Jeff Watts. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
Good to be here.
Yeah,
Always.
appreciate you guys joining. It's been a couple months since we've gotten into the studio, so I'm just happy to kind of resume some normalcy.
Same.
Right?
Same.
How were the holidays?
Without the mask, right? This is nice.
Without the mask, I know, right?
Yeah, it feels
Yeah, I went through COVID, survived, so I'm feeling healthy and good. Hopefully, everyone out there is staying healthy and safe. So, guys, we're talking about adding bird control to your business. So these are existing customers. These are either pest control providers, wildlife providers, window washers, power washing, environmental companies, whatever, and they're looking for additional revenue streams to add to their business.
Really, any of the service industry guys, right?
Yeah, anyone.
Yeah.
That's good. So let's say you have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long, and over a cup of coffee with someone that's looking to explore adding bird control to their business. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I think that, you could overcomplicate the heck out of it. And, after 20 minutes, they could walk away scratching their heads. But I always really like to provide two things when I'm talking about this topic with guys. And really the first one is to write down our phone number and keep it with you. Put it in the truck, put it in your phone, whatever. And leads into my second one, which is for birds. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just look up or look down.
Right.
And as you're filling up your car at a gas station, as you're walking in and out of the grocery store, look up, look down, and you'll see droppings or birds. And then you'll get back to your vehicle and you'll see Jeff's card in there with his phone number. And you'll call Jeff and say, hey, I remember your podcast. I don't remember anything about it other than Scott said to write down your phone number.
And that Scott looked really good.
Right. Well, that too. So anyway, that's really how I start. And it can be that simple, but of course there's some other stuff. Jeff does a lot of our classes. I mean, what are some of the things that, you share with guys when you're in your class?
No, I mean, it's really just a continual learning thing. I mean, it's a growth. You're already providing a service. So this is just an add-on. It's not something where you have to spend a ton of time and energy and resources to grow this segment of your business. It's really take on one or two jobs at a time. Start small. We always say, do some of the easier jobs, access-wise, cleanup-wise, product install-wise, and work your way up to some of the larger projects. You already have the manpower. You already have the hands-on capabilities. It's just learning certain aspects of the install side, the pricing side of things. So
which products to use for
Right.
which bird problem.
So it's yes, and like you said, reach out to experts in the field like us, right? So you don't have to be a bird expert from day one. We can work with you on whether it's something you want to pursue. And slowly get into the field. So it's an ongoing process, but start small and work your way up, I would say.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I always try to remind people, whether if I'm teaching a Bird Be Gone University class or talking to someone on the phone, it's, hey, you don't have to start a brand new business from scratch, right? Because a lot of your existing customers already have untreated bird control issues. So it's not like you're going to have to do a whole bunch of marketing, do a social media campaign, which all those things are helpful, but you don't need to do that to add bird control to your business because your existing customer base has a bird issue. Like many of them have bird issues right now.
Yeah, I think, didn't we do a study where it was 10% of a customer's current customer base?
Yeah. I think it's actually closer to 20.
Yeah,
Was it 20?
Yeah,
It's all
20.
right.
Yeah.
1 in 5. So 1 in 5 of your existing customers has an untreated bird control issue. So as you are, let's say, okay, you've had a cup of coffee with this person, this gal or this guy that's looking to add bird control to their business, and now they said, hey, let's go on a ride along. So as you're driving along, what things are they looking for to identify potential opportunities for selling bird control? Because bird control is one of the few pest pest problems out there that you can see from outside of the structure. So what are they looking for?
Yeah, well, no, it's like I talked about earlier. I always like to share a story of a training that I did for a large national pest control company. They had this really nice hall, and as I was walking through the front doors, I noticed that it was kind of like snow had built up in the corner of these little alcoves, and it was bird droppings.
Yep.
And waited till after the class. We were all exiting. Everybody had left except some of the some of the regional managers and directors, and I asked the guys to turn around just after I finished sharing my story on how to identify bird problems, and asked the guys to look at the building and see if they saw anything. And it took them a minute, but yeah, they just keep your eyes open. I mean, You're going to see it's everywhere. Anybody watching today could probably go down to the local gas station.
There you go.
And there's going to be a bird problem.
Yep.
So, and in the old days, just when I started with Bird Be Gone 20 something years ago, the owner said, "Hey, this is how we're going to do it. You're going to Xerox a form with a little bit about Bird Be Gone, staple your card to it, and keep a bunch of them in the back seat. And when you're driving around, you see something, soft sell them. Just share what you do and what you can do, and ask if they'll give you a call. And we're still getting calls today from those Xerox copies that I handed out 20 years ago. So,
and we have a new improved version of that now too, right?
We do. Yeah.
Talk about our sales tools that we can offer.
Yeah.
No, every Tuesday, just the carbon copy machine, just Xeroxing those things.
No, but to add on to what Scott said, he did a good example about seeing the fecal matter, the droppings out there. Obviously, that's a great way to find business. Also looking up and follow the birds. My thing is always follow the birds. They take me all over the world. Just you follow the birds. You can follow. You see the birds. You see the activity, and now we can determine if it's an issue for that homeowner or business owner or property manager. And then the third thing is I go out there and look for product up on structures as well. Whether it's my product or a competitor's product, I'm looking for the spikes, the fake owls, things up there. That tells me they have a bird issue, right? Yep. Is that piece of product working, or is it failing, or is there not enough, or do we move them to another property nearby type of deal? So product up there really helps me determine some opportunities for me as well.
And people are usually pretty happy to talk about their bird problem. And if not theirs, then they know somebody that has a bird problem. So just to start the dialogue is really a good place to begin. You're right.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned it in passing. It's kind of funny, but that fake owl thing is a real thing, because I think we're living in a generation where everyone's first step is self-help. So I have a problem. I'm hopping on Google or the internet and I'm saying, hey, how do I solve this problem? Or I go to YouTube and I actually watch a 60-second tutorial, or watch an amazing podcast by 3 strapping men, and I try to solve the problem. But most people don't have the patience to invest a significant amount of time in learning or becoming a subject matter expert. So oftentimes the thing they try to do is the easiest and cheapest thing. And usually the easiest and cheapest things aren't the right solutions. It's a temporary fix. It's a Band-Aid. So when you see that fake owl, it's someone has attempted to self-solve, and in all likelihood that attempt has failed miserably. And that's where you can come in with us as your support base, as a subject matter expert, and make recommendations that will actually solve the problem for them.
Every day we get calls about it.
Right.
And it's usually, hey, I bought one of your owls online and it doesn't work. Well, we don't sell owls, so
Right.
But yeah, so you're 100% right. The self-help guys, they're gonna try, they're gonna fail, and and again, I think that goes back to the 20% of your current customer base too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't talk about it, you're never gonna know. Yeah.
So, I mean, both of you guys have been doing this for a long time. You're really good at what you guys do. And you've had a lot of these conversations with people, specific people that are coming to your mind right now that have started in bird control. What sets apart the successful ones? Like, okay, I'm doing bird control, I'm committed, and they give it a year. What sets that successful person 1 year in from the person that said, "Hey, I'm really, really interested," but they flame out in month 3, month 5, month 1? What makes a good birth control person a good birth control person?
I think I know what you.
Go ahead.
No.
I'll feed off you.
It goes back to service, right? And the service that Bird Be Gone can provide and the support. And we've got customers going back that have been with us for 20 years, for as long as I've been at Bird Be Gone. And the successful guys inevitably are the guys who every week call me and say, "I need a quote," or email me a picture and say, "What do I do?" Yeah. And these are guys that have been doing it for many, many years that would be considered, experts or professionals in the field, and they're still engaging with us.
Yep.
And so I think it just helps encourage excitement for the service. It helps you just your professionalism and your expertise kind of grow over the years. And for us too. I mean, it's, just when we think we've seen it all or heard everything, something new gets thrown at us. So I think to kind of, keep that excitement and enthusiasm rolling and not to get discouraged, when you fail or when people say, "No, it's just a bird, I'm not going to deal with," or whatever it may be. Just to stay positive, continue to use Bird Be Gone, and it kind of snowballs. It'll snowball.
It's an ongoing learning process, like you said. We've been doing it for a long time. We're still getting new calls about it, and so the beautiful thing about what we have is we talk to guys around the world with their bird issues. So we hear some of the things, some of the new issues, or some of the new products, or even new ways of doing things to install or what have you. So that really helps when I'm dealing with different guys across the country who've even been doing it for a long time.
Right.
And it's tough. I mean, you have to ask the questions. There's a lot of resources. You got all of us. Obviously, there's social media now with groups that are more than willing to help. There's videos out there. There's a lot of different. You really have to ask the questions. So the successful guys are the ones that are always learning about it. And keeping a crew active is another factor. I mean, if I'm only doing one net job a year, my installers are not going to be too efficient, fast, and everything like that. So time is money. So if you have to retrain your guys on a job every single time, it can be costly learning curve on that one as well. So like you said, get in front of it, stay in front of it, talk to us on a regular basis, see what's new and exciting out there. That's all I could add on that one, I guess.
Yeah. I think for me, maybe just 2 points as we close up. I think all of those secondary conversations that you would have with us, our team, and there's just more than 3 of us. So you have 9 people that are bird control experts that are waiting to support you as you grow your business. I think these secondary conversations happen first because you're having those conversations. So number 1, if you want to be successful in bird, commit to the conversation. Have the conversation with your existing customers. When you look up, when you look down, when you're driving through your service area, look for those bird control issues and commit to the conversation. Because if you have the conversation, that customer or potential customer is going to hold you accountable. And if they hold you accountable, then that's when we're here to help. We're your support team. And number 2, just because of these really, really strange and unique times we're in with COVID-19, sensitivity to disease and its transmission has never been at a higher point in human history, right? Everyone is aware of disease. Everyone is aware that it's easily transmittable. But I think people are unaware that birds and their debris can carry up to 60 communicable diseases. So that's a conversation I'm having regularly. So if you're looking for opportunities to increasingly keep your customers safe, birdborne disease is a legitimate thing.
Great point.
And people are sensitive to it. So if your customers want to keep their employees safe, they want to keep their customers safe, that is a great value proposition you can give to them as you're talking to them about bird. Hey, did you know birds carry disease? And that you can add business to your portfolio while adding a genuine service to your customer, because it's a legitimate thing. So gents, really appreciate your wisdom and just sharing your thoughts.
Anytime. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, man.
I like the glasses.
Thanks.